Buddy, Carla here. Congratulations, you have discovered the amazing Adele Haenel. If you are on the Adele train, you're going to find it pretty hard to get off that train anytime soon. She's amazing. She's awesome. So, not sure how you stumbled upon her. I'm guessing probably Portrait of a Lady on Fire. And you're wondering what's next. What should I watch? Well, you have tuned to the right place because I have seen 30 of Adele's films. Yes, that's right. 30. Hey, I'm making the most of my COVID time. I'm also working, learning other languages, and doing things so that are more productive with my time. So no judgment. But either way, I'm more than happy to relax this way. Adele is amazing. She is a national treasure, now an international treasure of cinema. So this is pretty fantastic, and I'm happy to point you in the direction of some films you should check out. So I must say the only 3 films that I've not seen of Adele's are her latest one, which has not been released yet, Heroes Don't Die. I have been really unable to find 2011's French TV movie Goldman. So if you know where I can see this thing, let me know, because it literally is not in my scope of internet that I can find. So hook me up. Also, Adieu Moleto, the short film. Have not been able to find the full 26-minute version of that, so I can't point you in those directions, but please, please, please let me know if you have found those movies. So best films. Of course, I've got to recommend Portrait as my #1 favorite Adele Haenel film. Fantastic, amazing. I could be here all night talking about that film. I do have another video talking about it, so if you want to nerd out about it, check that out. I would say, while you're on that train with Celine Sciamma, you might as well visit their first collaboration together, Water Lilies. This is Celine Sciamma's first film. It is a coming-of-age story about a group of high schoolers really coming to terms with life and synchronized swimming and all the complications that happen above and below the water, such as life, the complications of being a female. In true Celine Sciamma form, there are themes of patriarchy and sexual orientation, and Adele Haenel plays the head of the cheerleading team. No, this is not an American movie. This is synchronized swimming, and you can find Adele Haenel in that film. It's actually her second film. I will not recommend her first film. Don't need to go there. But check out Water Lilies. It's as close as you can get to her first film and actually feel quasi good about it. So check out Water Lilies. I also want to recommend BPM, Beats Per Minute. This was a really successful movie a couple years ago. Really great queer film. It's fantastic. It hits hard though, so you got to be prepared for that and ready to watch that movie. So Adele is honestly underused in this film. She's just so fantastic, and if you have Adele Haenel in your movie, you need to really give her some serious screen time here because she's amazing, and she's great in BPM as well. She's just not in it anywhere near as I'd like her to be, but it is a story that talks about ACT UP, which is an activist group that was there in the mid-'80s dealing with the AIDS crisis, so you might want to check that out. Also, highly recommend a few other films for you. In terms of top of the list for me, I would say The Unknown Girl, actually one of my favorites. It would be a movie that I really liked, directed by the Dardenne brothers. Really great film. I liked it anyway. It might feel a little slow for some folks, but I love this kind of thing. I thought it was a great movie. I walked away from it really liking it. So in this film, she plays Dr. Jenny, who I have a total soft spot for, by the way. Of Adele's characters, this is one that I feel personally connected to for some reason. I do love Dr. Jenny a whole lot. So this is a story about a young woman who is a doctor, and she essentially, there's a patient who comes to her clinic for help. She doesn't open the door because it's late, and something awful happens to this young woman. She feels really bad about it and spends the movie trying to figure out what happened to her. So it's a bit of a, she's not a detective, but she gets a little detective-y, and it is one to check out. So a bit of a crime mystery film, if you will. So check that one out. Also, take a look at Love at First Fight. This movie's French title is Les Combattants, the combatants. but you will find it under its English title if you are an English speaker. And this is a movie where, this is actually the movie that Adele Haenel won Best Actress for at the Césars. And in this role, she plays Madeline, who is, for lack of a better word, somewhat of a doomsday prepper. So, you know, she's a tough young woman who has an interest in the military and survival skills and decides to join this training camp to try to get some survival skills. And it ends up being a cutesy, kind of quirky little love story, but also a tale of survival and getting by. You will also find some eerie parallels with everything going on in the world today, right now in 2020. So check that one out. And last but not least, in my top 5 here, I'm going to give you a hard to find recommendation. So you might hate me for giving this one to you, because it's not an easy one to find. It is called Deschênes. I am not pronouncing that well, probably, but you will find it if you go to her IMDb. You'll be able to see it there. It's a film that she made in 2011, and so it's one of her earlier films. It is a Swiss TV movie, and it won an award that year for Best Swiss TV Movie, and I just was really charmed by this one. I didn't have any expectations for it. I went in really not expecting much, and I came out of it enjoying it. I liked the characters. I really liked her character. I liked the cast. I thought the story was cool. I kind of thought of it as like a Hallmark movie, but I just really enjoyed it. So, you know, I don't typically watch Hallmark movies, so no judgment. But I was expecting something along those lines, and I wouldn't say it's too far from that, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. So I would say those are the top 5 for me personally. If you talk to someone else, they might have other recommendations. There's a lot of films that you can choose from. So there's a ton of films out there. Pick them up. Take a look at them. She's great. Awesome. Bye.